So to begin with, you've got a drill extension here. These are your tissue punches, and this is specific for the 3.6, 4.2, and 4.8 implants. Okay. Then here is your initial drill to make your first hole, and then from here, basically what you're doing is you see your depths 6 to 8, 9 to 11, 13, and so on. So then you're going to be using those drills specifically based on, again, 3.6, 4.2, or 4.8. You have here's your basically your surgical drilling technique sequence.
That's
so again,
has it too,
exactly.
Flat
and then what they also did is they put in here these are the implant drivers.
Okay.
These here in the EV are A and B. What it is after you've twist drilled, then you use this, which is the top of the implant, which covers the micro threads. So you've got A, which is for thin cortical plate, you've got B, which is for thick cortical plate. So this here is for the 3.6, 4.2, your 4.8 would be here, okay, in the straights. Now we also have tapered implants. Here's a 4.2 tapered, here's a 4.8 tapered. So those have specific drills to that. And then the other drills would fit in here for the 4.8 implant. And then in here is specifically what they call the V drills and the X drills. What the V drill does, basically, it takes out the distal tip of the osteotomy. Why? Because all of these drills have a step to them. So in order to take out that step, especially if you're in the lower bone, you have to take that out. If you're maybe posterior maxilla, where you're in type 3 or type 4 bone, you could just basically compress the bone as you're going through. Then the X drills, what the X drills are, is if you're in really dense type 1 bone, and as you see from the picture here, that opens up the whole osteotomy, just a little bit larger. Now the key difference between EV and TX is with the TX, your last twist drill was 0.3 smaller than the size of the implant.
Right.
In EV, you're going even as much as 0.5 smaller than the size implant. So you're going to notice a bigger difference in how tight the implant is placed, and that's the key reason why you have to start using these what are called cortical drills, which opens up the osteotomy in the top portion of the implant.
You don't block yourself out.
Exactly.
And the drills are 1 millimeter longer than the implant. I read that.
Exactly.
Well.
And then of course each one of the drill has a dedicated sleeve that fits over the top of the drill. They're actually made so that they won't fall off. There's a little groove built into it so you won't lose it, and it stops like right there, so you won't lose it when you're placing it in the implant. A lot of times what doctors used to do is they used to put the key in the drill, then go into the osteotomy. With this, now that we have those lateral grooves, that's not an issue. So this sleeve stays on there and you just go into the osteotomy with it. But the sleeves are supposed to be single use. Why? By the amount of rotation that the drill is drilling through, you'll change the tolerances inside of the sleeve, and that's why they suggest that you replace the sleeves. The drills can be reused, but the sleeve should be kind of a one-time use application. So that kind of gives you a little bit about that.
Perfect.